Welcome to the County Connection, your direct link to everything happening in beautiful Shenandoah County. Presented by the Shenandoah County Chamber of Commerce, we're here to plug you into the businesses, people, and stories that make our community shine. Get ready to be informed, inspired, and connected. This is the County Connection.
You know that feeling when you realize you locked your keys in your car? Panic, right? Now imagine that panic, but it's the day after a surprise hailstorm just customized your brand new roof, or you're standing on the curb watching the tow truck pull your car away. You have no idea what to do next. That's a bad day. But what if you had a superhero on speed dial, someone who knew exactly what to do?
Welcome back to the County Connection, the official podcast of the Shenandoah County Chamber of Commerce. I'm Justin Wightman, and with me as always is my co-host, the one and only Stuart Freakley.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. It's great to be here. And that feeling we just described, the one that makes your stomach drop, our guest today is that kind of person who makes the feeling go away. We're talking about a true local expert, a community pillar, a longtime friend of the Chamber, and someone who protects us from life's curveballs. We're thrilled to have Craig Everett with Everett Insurance Agency. Craig, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I've been watching some of your podcasts, and I've enjoyed them.
Oh, thanks. And we appreciate that.
Yeah. We love to hear it. Now, Craig, before we dive into the nuts and bolts, let's start with a story. Do people grow up saying, I want to be an insurance agent? Or how did you get your start in insurance? And what's the real story behind your decision?
I never once thought about being an insurance agent. So the story is that I was actually working for the corporate office of Lowe's and traveling all over Baltimore, Northern Virginia. And then they did away with my position. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, a really good friend of mine was fighting cancer. And so I called and I checked up on him. And I told him, I said, and as always, he always asked about how I'm doing. And so I turned around and said, well, 3 days ago, I lost my job. Paid me a good severance package, but now I'm looking.
Yeah.
He said, Craig, he said, 3 days ago, I decided to retire. Huh. I think you'd be perfect to take over my customer. And so the story began.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, very good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great story. It shows a real person behind the policy. Speaking of policies, Justin here actually has a little secret.
Yeah, so do you. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
You call me out?
Yeah. We both were in insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 13 years at Wightman Insurance, which is now Edinburgh Insurance. So, yeah, we've all got a little dabble in the insurance industry for a while.
Not as much as you.
Yeah.
I just stuck my toe in.
Yeah. So, but there'll be no technical talk from me, just a lot of knowing and nods and mm-hms. So now, Craig, let's play a little game. We call it insurance, myth, or fact. We'll throw out a common belief, and you'll tell us if it's true or false.
Ready? All right, here's the first one. Myth or fact, if you have an old clunky car, your credit score doesn't matter for your car insurance rate.
That is false. Your credit score always matters.
Myth or fact, I don't need a local agent because everything can be handled online with a big company's app or website.
Have you tried calling the 800 number?
Yeah.
So, yes, you need a local agent. Biggest complaint I'm getting right now with a lot of my newer customers coming in is that they can't get a hold of anybody.
Right.
They're talking to a computer, not a live person. They can't navigate the apps very well. So the local agent is fantastic.
Yeah, explains the coverages and just
correct
guides you as much as anything,
Yeah, I think we're seeing that across the board kind of with a bunch of different businesses locally, which is why I think the Chamber does a great job of connecting, people in the community to the small businesses because we have that local element, that touch point that allows them to connect with a real person, not that 800 number you just talked about.
A lot of my customers actually just they'll come in my office, sit down at my desk, talked about 5 minutes about insurance and 40 minutes about everything else.
Yes,
yeah.
right.
A lot of therapy in there, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of insurance, a lot of therapy.
Yes.
Yep, know what you're talking about. So, you just hit on something really important. It's the human element, right? And so a lot of faceless transactions these days. So having someone local who knows you and your family, it seems more critical than ever. So what's the biggest benefit of having an agent just a phone call away, just right here in Shenandoah County?
I'm going to give you a perfect example. I had a customer of mine that was with one of those 800 online insurance companies, and a tractor-trailer tire came flying off the highway, off of a truck, and hit the side of his vehicle while he was at the red light right here at Reservoir. And
It's crazy.
What?
So
it really happened.
The interstate up to the reservoir.
And hit the passenger door or the driver's door, and did the claim. And of course, they approved the claim until the field adjuster showed up. And the field adjuster says, "No, you hit something in the roadway." So I had told the customer to go and call the police, do a police report. They actually even went to go track down the tractor trailers. Now it's a hit and run. Mm-hmm. And so I had to fight for them to actually get coverage for hit and run, which is the deductible is less than opposed to what his high deductible was.
Yeah.
So I've been a long customer ever since.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah. But that's why you have insurance, because things are.
And I mean, right here in 81, I mean, we're in just like a hot zone too, right? And I'm sure that there's stuff like that happens all the time.
His biggest problem was the fact is that dealing with the 800 number, they don't know him personally. They don't know the story personally. And because he did the police report, we were able to get the insurance to pay for it all.
Yeah, just a number, right? He's just a number in the system at that point.
Correct. And you call and you never talk to the same person twice.
No, never talk to the same person.
So you're always starting over again almost every time you try to call into the bigger places. So that was interesting. Now we'll do something a little fun here. We'll do a lightning round of odd coverages. So, there's no wrong answers, just weird ones, I guess. So the first one, a true story. A celebrity once reportedly insured his nose for millions of dollars. What's the weirdest body part you've ever heard of someone trying to insure?
So I have never insured a body part. I can honestly tell you that.
Yeah.
But I remember long before I got in the insurance industry was Jennifer Lopez insured her backside.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. I heard about that.
The nose, who was that? What was his name?
Probably Owen, what's his face?
Oh, yeah. Or with the model.
Fabio?
He got hit with a seagull.
Oh, yeah, it was Fabio. You're right.
Yeah.
I recall that.
That's right.
I don't know how I remember it.
Good pull. No, that was great. That's great. All right, so if I want to insure my vintage 1980 collection of action figures from my childhood, could I? I wish I still had them, man. I had some unbelievable G.I. Joes and Star Wars.
That says a lot about you.
Hey,
it's the 80s.
What can I say, man? It's the 80s.
So you could insure that, and there's a couple ways you can. Number one, you can have to get them appraised because no insurance company is going to insure it for the value you select.
Yeah.
And then you could put it on your home insurance like you do a collection of coins or stamps or whatever. And then there are companies out there that do specialized policies for very odd things like that, like noses.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So insurance isn't just about cars and houses. It's about protecting anything and everything that matters to you. On that note, you broker a wide range of coverages, not just the basics. What are some of the types of policies you specialize in that people might not know you offer?
Beyond the home and auto, I do life insurance. Most people don't understand the need for life insurance until they're too old at this point in time, and then it gets expensive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plans where I've set up people to do the insurance for their kids. So they're 5, 6 years old. You do a life insurance policy on them because that life insurance policy is going to create a cash value. So now when they're 20, 30 years old, they have cash value they can borrow against tax-free to buy a home or whatever else they want. Okay. So it's a great financial investment if it's done at the right time.
Yeah.
You can also do I do commercial. If you want to do a special event, I can do insurance for that.
That's big.
Yeah.
You want to do a bond for something, I can do that. There's a wide variety of things that we can do.
I have one that was always a big one for me when I did it. And Justin, I don't know if you dabbled in this one, but the personal liability insurance. I don't think people understand the real need for that. As homeowners and that sort of thing. I think people just don't understand like the liability that they have when someone steps on their lawn and stuff like that, and not having those sometimes, and people don't even know that they need them.
Well, it's beyond even the personal liability of just your home. The same applies to your auto.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough liability on your auto, I mean, cars nowadays, the state minimum for liability is $50,000 for liability, and $20,000 for property damage. Well, what vehicles are worth $20,000 anymore?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Then you turn around and do an umbrella on top of those. Just make sure you have additional coverages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the point is to protect you from those people who have alternative means or motives.
Sure.
Right.
They want to get something for nothing.
Yeah.
And 50 grand at the hospital is,
That's nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then you're on the hook for anything over that. So it can get out of hand quickly. I just think the liability stuff was what, like, people just had trouble wrapping their heads around. Like, not trouble, but like, you got to talk them through it.
That's my point. Like, what's your personal liability limits? And like, what's that? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, I'm like, who's your insurance agent? And they're like, oh, I use.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they never talked to you about like. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Because they just don't understand that, like, they are. I mean, I have 3 kids, so and one of them's a boy, so I'm carrying a really high personal item because I'm just afraid that he's gonna just take his truck one day and just like do something incredibly stupid.
Yeah. So that is a huge important factor right there, because your personal liability, somebody trips on your property, it doesn't matter they weren't supposed to be there.
100%.
Okay, they still have a right to sue you.
100%.
So the liability not only protects you from that, they actually fight for you too.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't get. And the more things that you have, you're driving a Mercedes-Benz car down the road, guess what your target?
Oh, yeah.
You're driving a clunker, they're going to leave you alone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about everyone gets Amazon deliveries.
Yes.
Everyone gets that. Everyone has someone on their property. I mean,
and your dog bites the Amazon driver.
100%.
That's a lawsuit.
100%. They trip up your stairs.
Right.
Lawsuit. You forgot to fill in a pothole. Lawsuit. I mean, it's endless.
A lot of the home ownership liabilities, and even if you have a renter's policy, which hardly anybody ever gets a renter's policy, the liability will protect you because you said something wrong about somebody.
Yeah.
And they didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that's defamation.
Yeah. And you have to defend yourself in court.
Correct.
Lawyers are not cheap. So, yeah, it's an interesting world out there.
I'd never, ever let anybody who's with me do the state minimums.
I never did.
Nope.
Yeah. It was $25.50 when I stopped.
Yeah,
$25.50.
Changed it effective this year.
Correct. Yeah.
$25.50 when I was doing it.
Yeah, it's like $25,000. Like,
yeah.
That's an MRI.
And people would come in and just push for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, heaven forbid you get life flighted out.
Oh.
I mean, $200,000.
Yeah.
$250,000.
Yeah. And it's.
I mean, straight up.
If the life flight is
they don't cover that.
Yeah, a lot
it's
of
not covered.
Yeah.
I mean, we went through San Diego County leadership.
Yeah.
And so they brought Pegasus in, flew over to the mountain for us, and we got to spend like a half a day hanging out with those guys and learn everything. It's crazy. I mean, the cost of it's crazy.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, it's not covered by insurance at all. They actually sell a policy. They have you can prepay, which is crazy to even think about. But they have you could pay. It's not even that expensive. In that event that you ever needed that service. Wild. Let's go back and try to find some info on that.
Yeah.
I had a friend of a friend who was up in Maryland, and they got hit by somebody who didn't have enough insurance. And the vehicle that she was driving was probably a $50,000 SUV, but she had missed several months of work. The other woman ran a red light.
Yeah.
Only had state minimum insurance, but the friend only had her uninsured motorist coverage was low. And so when the other insurance didn't pick up, the uninsured motorist coverage kicks in. Well, she still didn't have enough coverage because she didn't have enough uninsured motorist coverage. And that's actually a big complaint from people is, why do I have to have this coverage? And that's the exact reason why.
Yeah.
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 To lower your uninsured motorist is pennies on the dollar on your policy.
Yeah, it's not very expensive.
It's like $10, $30 for the year for that. And to lower that, you're really, I don't know, there's no need.
No.
So, well, Craig, this has been incredibly valuable. It's clear you're passionate about what you do, and it's so much more than just like a monthly bill that we get or, an auto pay. You don't even think about it anymore. So, but before we wrap up, for our listeners who want to get in touch, what's the best way for them to reach you?
So I'm actually on East High Street, right behind the Citgo gas station.
Gotcha.
You see my banner on my window.
That's right.
I have a web page, Facebook. My wife does my Facebook stuff. Phone number is 540-459-2278.
Okay. Excellent. Definitely check that out.
Yeah, fantastic. So, we'll be sure to put all that information in our show notes. Craig, thank you so much for joining us. demystifying the world of insurance for our listeners. Really appreciate you.
No, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. And thank you all to our listeners for tuning in. And we'll be back next time with another great conversation about our local community.
To take the next step in growing your business or to become a member, visit the Shenandoah County Chamber of Commerce at www.shenandoahcountychamber.com. There you'll find resources, our event calendar, and a full member directory. Be sure to check us out on our social media on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thank you for joining us on the County Connection, where we connect business and build community. Remember, staying connected is how we all thrive. See you next time.